Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine and light winds. An afternoon high expected around 84. Tonight, mostly clear skies with calm winds, a low around 57. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies return, and so do light winds. We'll see an afternoon high around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
Drinking and driving causes serious harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. In 2021, 65 people were killed in Nebraska by a car crash involving a drunk driver. Do not drink and drive. By drinking less, you can still be here for your loved ones. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Gentlemen, it's time to elevate your style with something from our men's jewelry and watch collection. Why not treat yourself to the ultimate in luxury? We've got an incredible selection of pre-owned Rolex watches, even those hard-to-find models you've been dreaming of. Whether you're stepping up your game day look or adding a touch of class to everyday wear, our top-tier collection is sure to impress. Stop by Sartor Heyman and discover the perfect piece to reflect your unique style. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for 3! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEPCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Happy Friday, y'all. You are making it to the end of another work week. You are close. You are right there. And I hope you are blowing off a little bit of work by listening to On the Block. Just kidding. Job responsibilities come first. Always and forever, right? Don't get anyone in trouble. But seriously, thanks for pulling up On the Block. Whether you're at work, whether your weekend has already started, we are grateful for you that you've tuned in here to On the Block, brought to you by NEPCO. I'm Austin Norman, joined on stream by my partner, Carmen Eric Strickland, Carmen Sandy Strickland. Strick, where the heck are you now?
That's a fact.com. That's where I'm at. I'm in Phoenix. I'm in good old hot Phoenix. And it's so, it works so well because, you know, especially on a Friday, you know, pre-games are on the way. We don't have that Friday game this time. So the block is hot. And here's where we stay. And I happen to be in one of the hottest places in the country.
I was gonna say, what's hotter, the block or Phoenix?
Also, you know what? I've got to say the block is hot. And it's not only hot because of the super hot fire that we're spitting here, but it is hot because of you, the listeners, those who are listening, those who are chiming in, listening in, who have consistently been a part of the Block family. 402-464-5685. We love you. We appreciate you. And so that's why the Block is hot, I must say.
I would have to agree. I could not say it any better myself. Big thanks to Nebco for sponsoring the show. I also enjoyed some Good Sense. That's what you missed out on, Stricky, since you are in Phoenix. No Good Sense for you. I passed your sandwich along like normal, right? I know the drill, so I made sure your sandwich got reassigned to the correct people since Stricky's out of town. Indeed, it's in good hands. Don't worry, your sandwich is safe and being enjoyed. I know you were worried about that, but Stricky, I do have to ask, why didn't you jump in the Waymo? Why not? It was right there. You had your opportunity.
I had to send it to you, and I might. I don't know. I'm still apprehensive. I saw it pull up. I saw it sit there. I saw it wait on the next person, so it let a person off, and then another person, boom, jumped right in it. He just sat there and waited, lifted up the trunk, everything. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm still a little apprehensive, my boy. I don't know if I have the courage yet to jump into a driverless vehicle, even though my mind has been programmed to it for all these years, watching the Jetsons and watching, all of these different shows. Like what's the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Total Recall. When they had you'd have to go watch it. But Total Recall, they had the dude driving. He turns his head around. He's like, "Hi, I'm Johnny." And he starts interacting with him, and he's a selfless driver. You just ride off into the good sunset. I'm not there yet. That's all I can say about it. But Waymo is definitely available. They're everywhere. They're available.
Would you rather have your driver say, "Hi, I'm Johnny," or "Here's Johnny"?
Here's Johnny sounds a little bit shaky. It sounds a little bit creepy. Like he may take me somewhere and to not be seen. I don't like, "Here's Johnny." No, I don't know if I like that one. "Hi, I'm Johnny." At least be nice to me if you're gonna, try to take me away somewhere. Don't give me the creepy vibes right off the top.
I get you. Strick, I think the Nebraska football defense was maybe a little too nice to Illinois last week, maybe a little bit too welcoming. A lot of "I love you" Barney moments from this defense. When you think back to last week's game against Illinois, Strick, you go play Purdue coming up tomorrow, an 11 o'clock kickoff, pregame at 8 o'clock here on the Ticket. What was the most disappointing performance or aspect of the performance from the defense last week against Illinois? What's the number one thing Nebraska has to take on the road with it defensively against Purdue?
Well, this is something I'll talk a little bit more about, but I'll mention it here because I think it's an important thing to mention. One, Tommy Hill, his inactivity due to a plantar fascia injury. And this is where I'll talk about a little bit later, but I wanted to mention that part because I had that injury and I know what that's like. So, but to me, it was very disappointing, and I can't put the onus all on the defense. I have to say some of it has to go to Tony White. And the reason being is you allowed Altmaier to basically catch shotgun, hikes and just literally turn and throw outs. They weren't slants. They weren't RPOs. It was catch. We were giving them so much room on the perimeter. I'm talking about third downs, like 3rd down and 5, 3rd down and 4. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I don't know if he had confidence, didn't have confidence in the receivers against his DBs, because they were just able to catch and just throw outs for first downs. And it was disappointing. Now, the other part is we haven't seen the Husker 4 get there like they did early on.
Right.
Is it because they're not as good as we expected or thought? Or is it because the competition has stepped up, lines are getting better, or they may need to throw an extra one in the box and they were trying to play a little bit more conservative in the last game? I don't know. But they weren't able – got a few pressures, but it just seemed like there were gaps, there were holes that were opened up that allowed Altmaier to use his feet. this is going to be something that, Nebraska has struggled with that they need to address, is definitely running quarterbacks that have the ability to get in and out of the pocket. And Shador can do it. He's not like that. You know what I mean? So to speak. A lot of different formations. I think it was disappointing because, me, I'm a defensive savant. Like I'm looking at stuff. I'm looking at tendencies. I'm looking at, go-tos. I was up there and I read a couple of their plays before they even ran it. I was talking to my boy Sasha, and I told him what they were going to do. He's like, dang, you saw. I could see it. And that was some disappointing things about me because, like, they literally ran the same play action play just with different people. They got you 3 touchdowns. They got you with the same, and that's including overtime, with the same play, just ran differently. So that tells me your eye discipline was not in order. You know what I'm saying? That you allowed that same play to work against you just in a change of formation, but it was literally the same play. So those were disappointing things.
I'm with you there, Strick. If Nebraska defense is going to fix one thing, I mean, on top of everything you said, to me, it's play fast, make a mistake fast, right? I saw so much hesitancy from Nebraska last week. Linebackers, not sure what their read was. You mentioned the defensive backs playing off. I don't think the defensive line was necessarily, a step behind. I think it was just hard for those guys to get home with 3 or 4 of them, like you were saying, against an offensive line that's, for sure top half of the Big Ten. Maybe not, fully vintage Brett Bielema, Wisconsin level, but definitely better than what Nebraska has seen. Strick, this better than pretty much anyone, right? Yes, there are cerebral parts of defense, right? Help defense is cerebral, knowing your assignment is there. But this defense that Tony White has built, and I still think the majority of defense, right, is effort, aggression, energy, all sorts of that stuff. If Nebraska's going to make a mistake, it can't make a mistake on its heels. It has to be forcing the issue, playing fast, trying to hit someone hard. I think Illinois, I don't even know if Illinois created as much as an advantage as Nebraska gave Illinois advantage by not being in gaps just because Nebraska wasn't sure where it was going and it was a step slow, more so than anything Illinois' players did that beat Nebraska.
That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. WTF carryover. That's a fact. And with that also, like Jim is talking about on the YouTube stream, they had formation. You got to give Illinois credit. Let me just first stop there. You've got to give them credit because they were well prepared. They knew what they wanted to do. They knew that certain shifts would do certain things to the linebackers, and they were right on point. Literally, in instances, had linebackers with nothing in the middle. So tight end pops, tight end stops, or different plays that ended up with the tight end literally just stopping right in the middle and was wide open. Like they had a lot of different sets that we didn't adjust to. You know what I'm saying? And you got to give them credit for that. Different motion packages, different formation shifts. They did a really good job of making it difficult for the communication aspect of the team to figure out what they were trying to do and accomplish, and then stop it. So yeah. And they did fairly well.
Yeah, they did for the most part. A couple other things you brought up that I think need to be addressed here as the defense looks to Purdue. Notre Dame was aggressive. Notre Dame mixed up its looks, and Notre Dame's defense is better than Nebraska's, right? I think that's fair to say. There's a reason Notre Dame is a top 20 team in the country. I think they're ranked number 15 this week. Defense has been the calling card. Marcus Freeman coordinated some really good defenses at Cincinnati under Luke Fickell. Purdue can be confused, right? I know Hudson Card's an upperclassman quarterback. I know Maccabee's been around the block, but you're not going to confuse quarterbacks if you don't try. It seemed pretty vanilla from Nebraska for the last few weeks, really, Strick. And again, I'm not in the defensive meetings. I don't want to say, Tony White's not trying. I think he is, right? He said earlier this week that, Nebraska really focused on stopping the run in the first half. They made the decision they wanted to heat up Altmaier, get after him a little bit more in the second half. But Strick, what I think we're seeing out of this Nebraska defense is if it wants to get back to the level it was playing at last year, it's not necessarily going to be because the personnel is the same. I think the next step for this defense is the coaching staff has to put it in position to make plays, right? Throw the changeup when they're expecting the fastball. Throw the fastball when they're expecting the curveball. I do think Tony White has to get maybe not necessarily more exotic, but like you talked about with the offense and Heinrich Haarberg, right? Just put it on film. Throw a blitz out there, see if it works, right? You can't just rely on your front three to get pressure against Big Ten offensive lines. I don't think Purdue's offensive line is nearly as good as Illinois', but it's better than UTEP's. It's better than Northern Iowa's. It's better than Colorado's. You're going to have to bring at least 5 people more often than not to give yourself a chance to affect an upperclassman quarterback. And if I don't see that, at least a third of the time, I don't think Nebraska's putting its players in the best position to be successful on Saturday.
Well said. And so therefore I'll turn the question around for you. Like when because this to me is the proverbial trap game, like for Nebraska. It really is. Like you're really going to find out a lot about this team going into this game because one, you've had a disappointment, a loss at home. You're 0-1 in Big Ten. You go on the road. This team, and I want you to talk about the records over the last 5-6 years. Obviously, we know this wasn't during Rule's tenure, but this team finds a way somehow to do something that they're not good at. That's against Nebraska, somehow, some way, an expectation that you have, and I have an idea of that. Like when I was playing at Bellevue West, right? The whole week we had prepared for Calvin Johnson. Calvin Jones. Look, I was watching Megatron films because Klesser and I was talking about, who this or that, the best receiver. Is it Megatron, Jerry Rice, or Randy Moss? And I had this video, and it was Calvin Johnson I was watching. So that's but Calvin Jones. We were getting prepared for Calvin Jones. And I can't even remember the running back's name. It's something Bryant. But he was the backup. And so we were like, oh, shoot, we good. Calvin out? He's injured? Yeah. But we went in there and lost focus, and the guy ran roughshod on us. I mean, mega yards, like 150 or 6. I was like, God dang. And look, I'm one to say I'll step in and, take it out or take out. I couldn't even do it because they was just that good up front. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm talking about for Nebraska. Like Nebraska can look at their weaknesses and try to exploit them. And for some reason, Purdue finds a way to make that the best game of their lives in their weakest area. So I'm hoping this is not that kind of trap game for Nebraska coming into it.
You're absolutely right about that, Strick. I mean, I think back to 2015 and David Blau as a freshman came in against Nebraska, 28-43 through the air, 274 yards, but threw for 4 touchdowns. And ran for a touchdown, right? Unheralded freshman who didn't end up doing a whole lot in his college career, except for, lead the country in interceptions the next year with 21 of them. And Nebraska made him look like he was a veteran upperclassman in his first start. I think about Aiden O'Connell leading Purdue right down the field for a game-winning drive against Nebraska as the third stringer, right? So that's just the quarterbacks. Then, of course, the Devin Mockabee game where Purdue comes in averaging, I know it was less than 4. It might have even been less than 3 yards per carry against its schedule before the Nebraska game, and Mockabee runs for 6 yards a carry. I think it was like 30 for 180, 30 for 178, something like that. And it wasn't the same Purdue team, right? But it still had the reputation of, with Charlie Jones, with Aiden O'Connell, with Tyrone Tracy, with Payne Durham, they're going to throw the ball. And yet Purdue was able to run it for 6 yards a carry. Even last year, when Purdue didn't run the ball a whole lot, Mockabee still got 6 yards per carry against Nebraska. At some point, you got to say enough is enough as a defense, right? We can't let multiple Purdue staffs get away with pulling a fast one on us, right? Have some pride and take everything away for once.
Yeah, that's like that movie. Have you seen what is it? I don't know. They're talking about the 4 Horsemen.
Now you see me.
Now you see me. That's it.
I see that one.
Oh, so you know a little bit of something. You know a little bit of something.
Every so often.
It's like they pulling the tricks. They making the water stop. They jumping in the pools and disappearing. It's like, wait, what's going on? This ain't what we expected, and that's what Nebraska's got to be on point for. Like, they're not at a place to step on any field at this point and feel as though they're going to dominate. They have to go in with a mindset to dominate. Like you said, with action behind the mindset. Like not just coming in, oh yeah, it's gonna happen. No, coming in and saying, yeah, it's gonna happen. And you are intent with things happening and you're making it happen. Like, I've got to give Nebraska credit though. They were in there digging, they got some big turnovers, they made some big plays, but they missed a couple too. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta, as a coaching staff, you gotta keep that team from wallowing in the pit, the pig pen, and the mud of misery. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You got to keep them from that mindset right now. Like you're gonna have to, you know how you pull out the wrong Jenga thing, and the whole thing's collapsed. You got to build that solid foundation that you've already built. You've got to speak life to that to continue to rebuild them back up. And you've just got to pull on the right strings to make sure the tower don't fall. That's what Nebraska's got to go into this game with, that type of mindset.
A guy that played pretty well for the defense, Strick, against Illinois, Sierra Wright. 6 tackles, 4 of them were solos. Did have a sack, the tackle for loss, and then also that forced fumble that set Nebraska up in prime position to win the game. Of course, we know what happens. Missed field goal, overtime happens, yada, yada. I think this is the time that I want to ask you about the plantar fascia injury. Matt Rule was asked about Tommy Hills, said for him, it's really just a pain management threshold now. Some guys come back in 4 weeks, but what is the plantar fascia injury? What happened to you? And just how painful is that injury to your foot?
So yeah, I was in DC. I was playing, we were playing because there's certain places around the country that you can go to. And I happened to be in Maryland. My dad was there, so I'd go there sometimes. That's where I learned, one of my strong crossovers, from there. A shout out to my boy Terry Lancaster out of DC, man, taught me that thing, and I worked out with him and had a strong crossover. Had a mini Tim Hardaway crossover, but I was playing and I had a breakaway and I went in and I planted to dunk, and I did, but that pain when I came down, I was like, ooh. So it feels like this stretching on the arch of your foot. It just feels like this stretching. It's cool when it's warm, but boy, when you go to sleep in the morning, when I woke up and I tried to stand up, I almost fell. Like, that's how much the pain is. And there's better techniques now. Back in the day, there really wasn't much you can do. You can do some form of a tape job to help, minimize it, but it's always going to be painful until you rest that thing. There's not much you can do for it and to it. Now, there was a treatment that I had. It was a brand new treatment. It was still in Canada at the time, but I was playing with the Pacers, and they happened to have one of these facilities, and it's like a little ball that water is inside this ball, and they'll move it around your plantar, and it zaps and it breaks up the scar tissue. That's where the problem is. But it saps electricity deep within the tissue, which breaks it up, which allows for the healing process to take place. It takes time off to do that. You get that, you can heal from it, but it's still going to take time. This is why he said he's going to have to play with pain. He's got to, because one day you will be fine. You might be off for 3-4 days before you can even do anything on it. And literally, I didn't do anything too hard at practice until it was time to play, because that's really the only thing that I could do.
Is that something you would wear a boot for to potentially help expedite the process?
You want to keep it, flexed. Yeah, because if you let it not flex, and that fiber with the injury begins to just tighten up. And so you have to do a lot of stretching. You have to do, and it's painful. Like, they get those roller things that that have these little point things, and they roll it. They're trying to break that stuff up, man, and it's very painful. I don't envy Tommy Hill right now by any means, because I know what that injury is like, and it's not easy. It's not easy.
We will wait and see on Tommy Hill. Still no update on Bly Hill, the other Hill corner. So Nebraska likely down, one starting corner for sure in Tommy Hill, and maybe a potential second in Bly Hill. So Malcolm Hartzog, Marquise Buford, Hartzog is safe. So Buford and Sierra Wright, I would assume, are your starting corners for Nebraska. against Purdue, a receiving core that's maybe not as imposing as years past. But hey, like we said, Strick, just as soon as we talk about Purdue being a run team, you never know. They'll probably come out and throw it 30 times in the first half with Hudson Card. Remains to be seen. Let's go to break. We'll talk about the Husker offense when we get back. What did we like against Illinois? What needs to translate and or be better against Purdue? As Strick said before as well, we are always taking your thoughts. 402-464-5685. Chime in on the Starter Heyman Jewelers text line. Or if you're watching on stream, we have Jim and Cobain here on the YouTube stream. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. We'll be right back to On the Block, brought to you by Nebco after this.
Ever stare at the Hog Wild menu and feel like you just can't make up your mind because it all looks so good? Well, when I want a little bit of everything, I get a little bit of everything on Hog Wild's Smokestack Sandwich. On a butter-toasted bun, we pile on our hickory smoked beef brisket and juicy hot links. The hard part is choosing between fresh curly fries, classic baked beans, or coleslaw on the side. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Get closer to the magic than ever before. Play along with the Toy Story gang. Explore the colorful world of Coco. Sail away with Moana. Soar to new heights with Belle. And journey to Arendelle to thaw a frozen heart. It's an all-out celebration at Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Surge Party. Playing Pinnacle Bank Arena this Friday through Sunday. Visit DisneyOnIce.com for show details and get your tickets today.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine and light winds. An afternoon high expected around 84. Tonight, mostly clear skies with calm winds. The low around 57. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies return, and so do light winds. We'll see an afternoon high around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Puck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best boxing on Saturday, October 5th with Roughnecks at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. 8 bouts are scheduled for the night, including the main event of Dwayne Johnson and Jack Lawless Frericks in the Professional Middleweight Championship bout. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Tailored Life is your headquarters for all things fall in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, mums, and more. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most of which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right, most recommended Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hour 1 of On the Block rolls along, diving right into Husker football all day. Again, 11 o'clock kickoff against Purdue, 8 o'clock pregame coverage, thanks to all our wonderful sponsors, namely A1 Automotive for the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show kicking off at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. We talk some defense. We're going to talk some offense here. We'll go to the text line. Isaac says, the defense was more break than bend. 5.5-yard average on first down is hard to overcome. On offense against Purdue is a great opportunity to practice lining up and smacking them with the run game. Strick, I think that's been the predominant thought from Husker fans, most of the season so far. I just don't know if they're going to get it, right? We've talked about Marcus Satterfield. That's not really his identity necessarily. Dante Dowdell has had a game with 20 carries. He had a game with 17 carries. But unless Nebraska is up multiple possessions in the fourth quarter, I still think we see 55-45 pass to run ratio. No matter how much fans want Nebraska to run the ball, I just don't know how strongly embedded in Marcus Satterfield's DNA and thought process that even is.
Yeah, Austin, that's a great point. And so my thing then becomes, right, question to you and to the listeners, 402-464-5685. Here's the deal. When you look at Satterfield, you've seen him now last year. I've got to give him some credit for what they were able to accomplish with being bootstrapped, basically, at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
It seems to me that there's a lot of excuses baked into Satterfield's either demise or trouble, or it can be masked a little bit because there's some baked in issues. Dylan Raiola's a freshman. The running back room has a whole bunch of newcomers, and we're still trying to implement them. We have new wideouts, and we're still trying to figure out how to make them assimilate. There's some things that are baked in there, right? Mm-hmm. But when is the point? This is the question. When is the point that you really start to question Satterfield as far as is he right for the position? Is it not this year? You get through this year, and is it 2 years from now? But what is that point? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I feel like we had this conversation earlier in the week too, especially with the play call on 3rd and 3. I don't necessarily have a lot of problems with the big picture of what Marcus Satterfield is or how he approaches the job, right? I mean, he's dialed up some good plays, right, that Nebraska's just missed on. Do I wish that, Dante Dowdell would have had a 100-yard game in the first 4? Yes, there's really no reason he shouldn't have. But I think we also see that Dante Dowdell seeks out contact, right? If he can make a guy miss, he'd rather run him over than run around him necessarily. So I think there have been yards left on the field by Nebraska's running backs. I don't think Nebraska's run game for the offensive line is power. Maybe it should be, because power blocking, should be easier than getting out in space and making sure you identify the right guy at the second level, not just the guy in front of you. There should be an aspect of it to Nebraska's offense. But big picture, I don't care if Nebraska's 55-45 run versus pass. What makes it so hard to judge offensive coordinator performance sometimes is because we are able to boil it down to 1 or 2 different plays, right? Has Marcus Satterfield featured Dylan Raiola? I wouldn't say so necessarily, right? It's not, hey, we have a 5-star quarterback. All we're doing is putting the ball in his hands, right? He's not saying, hey, Dylan Raiola, we're going to showcase you, as the best player on this team, right? I think he admits that Dylan Raiola is the driver of the offense and the ball is going to be in his hands most frequently. But it's not like it's, oh, this is Dylan Raiola's show and everyone else is secondary. I think Marcus Satterfield has a pretty tough job. There are a lot of weapons on this Nebraska offense that I think we could and would argue deserve touches, especially the wide receiver room, which is better than we've seen at Nebraska, 1 through 4, 1 through 5. Better than we've seen for a number of years, right? Dowdell has probably separated himself at the top of the running backs, but he's not so far ahead, at least in my opinion right now, that he deserves, 20 or 25 carries a game. So I don't have any big picture problems with Satterfield's play calling, design, anything like that. Do I have issues with how he manages personnel, who's in the game at what situation, and would I have called some plays differently? Absolutely. Is that fair?
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair. I just don't know if there's a timetable on it to start having questions. I think I would agree with you that I've seen a little bit more creativity than I have seen before. And I think they have the capabilities of doing that just because of the personnel that they have. But outside of that, yeah, I mean, I think I can get on board. I don't really have a timetable for it, but I know there's going to come a time. Like, so here's my thing, hypothetical. Just say they miss, they get off to this great start again. You have very, what's the word I'm looking for? You have a very, not easy, but a very
difficult,
solid schedule to be able to do some good things in the win column.
You got a bit of a runway, right? You got some leeway,
right?
You got some, not pushovers, but you have adequate level of competition to where you should be able to, get out and handle business.
My thing is, if they miss a bowl again this year, then I have questions.
Yeah,
I have questions. Like there's no way. There's no excuse that can be made from Rule on down, and none of the players. If they miss a bowl game, I'm saying 6 wins. If they miss 6 wins this year, there's trouble in paradise.
Yeah.
And we're all Gilligan stuck on the island, but we think it's paradise.
I think that's totally fair. We did have someone yesterday predict 38-17 Purdue wins and Nebraska misses a bowl this year. I don't know if I'll go that far right now. You got to beat Purdue to take that next step. I'm going to go to Ted on the text line here real quick. He disagrees with my take. He says, when you have 1st and 5 inside the 5 and you throw the ball twice, you're trying to showcase your quarterback at that point. Absolutely no excuse for not running the ball. Call it an excuse, call it a reason, Ted, but I just don't know how much Marcus Satterfield trusts this offensive line in short yardage situations. The run game, it works pretty well between the 20s for Nebraska. They have some pretty good concepts. Dowdell got some yards. We saw Nebraska go back to the same run play, 4, 5, 6 different times. That concept where Raiola opens up wide and then hands it back off the other way doesn't necessarily work inside the 5-yard line where things are more condensed, where Illinois' defensive line is stronger than your offensive line. I just truly don't believe that this Nebraska offensive line is built to run inside the 5. Should it be? Absolutely. Right? Ideally, in a perfect world, even in a not perfect world, with 3, maybe even 4 cracks to gain 5 yards on the ground, yes, absolutely. But what's Nebraska going to do? Run inside zone, hit your head against the brick wall 4 times and not score? Then the excuse is, oh, Nebraska was boring. Oh, Nebraska didn't try anything new. If Nebraska tries to run outside and doesn't get outside, guess what? Oh, why aren't you running it up the middle? I don't think Nebraska trusts its offensive line enough to just reset the line of scrimmage 2 or 3 yards down the field consistently. That's why you get a play like that little flip to Janarin Bonner for his first touchdown, right? We haven't seen Gabe Ervin in at least 2 weeks. It might have even been since UTEP. It seemed like Gabe Ervin was going to be the short down yardage back. He's been AWOL, right? We haven't seen Gabe Ervin for short yardage, right? Barrett Liebentritt is fine. He's not necessarily a difference maker. So yes, I'm with you. Nebraska should be able to run the ball inside the 5, but given Marcus Satterfield's play calling, I think it's that he doesn't fully trust that offensive line to push forward. He might just trust Dylan Raiola to take the ball and throw a 50-50 ball, turn it into a 75-25 ball with a couple of 6'4" wide receivers. I don't know.
Well, here's one area that I know they wanted to improve on, and it's definitely perimeter running, right?
Mm-hmm.
They still haven't been able to set the edges really well. That counter play, that misdirection play that they run, that's a way that they figure out how to give eye candy to the linebackers and to be able to get some pulling guards and some blocking down and kicking out with that motion tight end or that Janarin Bonner. They've been doing that a lot. But teams are going to start figuring that out. But for me, this has got to be, like you said, there's a reason that I think last year's team was more built for that spot.
Yes.
The reason being that Dylan Raiola is not shifty, or he doesn't have quick twitch type moves unless you're totally dominating in the run game. You fake one in there to Dowdell or Gabe or somebody that's one of your bigger backs. You're dominating, and then he pulls it because the end is like, I've got to get down on this running back. There's no way Dylan Raiola is running this ball type of thing, right? That's where he would succeed. But last year, you had to worry about 3 different people at multiple times of who's going to run that ball. And what worked good for them too was putting the extra hat on the edge in those situations. So it was the quarterback run where they hiked it directly to Harburg, and he just either goes off tackle or off the edge with multiple blockers, and the lead blocker being they win the hat battle. So then you've got the power of one person trying to stop a freaking 230-pound, 20-pound Harburg, right? So that's why I think they were built for that 5-yard range, more so with Harburg, and they're still trying to figure it out with Raiola, like what works. Spot situations work well, but you've got 6'5" guys. I think maybe some brush picks, tight end or Bonner get up with a hesitation, drag to a hesitation slot route with your biggest guy, or Banks, who's got the best hands in traffic of your team, and find him with a low throw where Banks goes and gets it. You know what I'm saying? If you're getting a man coverage, and then spot cover it or spot play it if you don't, which means they're in a zone, you're going to be able to get mixed coverage potentially and just find the mismatch. So there's things that they're trying to figure out, and I just don't think I've seen it yet.
Giving Husker fans' opinion some credence here is what Purdue's run defense has been like this year. I mean, especially the last 2 games against Notre Dame and against Oregon State. Right now, Stricky, Purdue is averaging 269 yards per game allowed on the ground. Last week, Notre Dame rushed for 362 yards on 44 carries. As all, Jeremiah Love went 10 for 109. Jadarian Price went 8 for 86. Love had a 48-yarder and Price had a 70-yarder. You mix Riley Leonard in, right? He had 11 carries for 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. We saw Heinrich Haarberg have some success against Purdue, like you mentioned last year. Then Oregon State, Strick, Jam Griffin, 22 for 137 with a long of 33. Anthony Hankerson, 20 for 90 with 2 touchdowns, a long of 19. Their quarterback went 10 for 66 with a long of 19. You can run on Purdue, and I think there's a lot of reasons for that. Defensive line, not all that stout. If you can either run away from Kydron Jenkins, who's a playmaker, or you can double team him. And Dylan Thieneman is one of the best young safeties in America, but the last 2 weeks he has struggled to take good angles on tackles. I think if Nebraska's run game is going to get going, Strick, it's going to be because, yes, the offensive line took a step in the right direction, but if Nebraska's going to choose to feature the running backs, you got to make Purdue's guys miss. They've shown the last couple of weeks they are more than willing to whiff at the curveball, right? If you stop for a second, hit them with the dead leg, juke them, spin, whatever it is. If their best players are missing tackles because of bad angles, they're working to correct it, but they're probably not going to get it all fixed in 1 week. So if Nebraska features the running back, Strick, I think it's now or never for them to prove that they deserve more carries by how they perform.
Okay. Yeah. I'm good with that. I think too, something to consider and think about is, and you can confirm this, whether or not Corcoran is out. And I think
still out.
That was mentioned. So he's out. So that's good. That's an issue because you've got 2 of your tackles now missing. You've got to hope somebody's able to fill in and step in. Again, to me, that was an area with the veterans that they had coming back. You were hoping that was going to be a stapleton of growth up front. Now you're missing another one with 2 now down with him and Prohaska. So that's an area to watch too, because they do have a few playmakers over there. We'll see if they look to take advantage of it. They're hearing about any type of, I know Nebraska's trying to be vague in a sense by saying game time decisions, but there are some that they're going to be able to assess and know a little bit more in details, and they could be preparing for that. They could be throwing some of their best guys or some of their best stunt actions or some of their best pass rush to confuse on that side. And so that's something you're going to have to watch for as well.
Nebraska Purdue at 11. We got one segment left here during On the Block. Hour 1 should be a fun hour 2 as well. Nebraska going on the road for the first time. How were the Huskers on the road last year under Matt Rule? Nebraska Purdue series history since Nebraska's joined the Big Ten. Who's the tone setter? All that and more ahead in hour number 2. But one quick segment to end up hour 1 of On the Block right after this. Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Abby with Midwest Bank. Stop by our new location at 70th and Pioneers. Our new full-service branch does it all. From our friendly staff to our easy online banking and mobile app, you get all the technology of a big bank that you need, but you still get the hometown customer service that you want. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I was noticing on your website you have more than 150 new 2024 and 2025 Hondas in stock right now.
Yes, we do, Charlie. It's neat when you drive by and see all the cars on our lot, and we have most all models and all different colors available, and we even have more than hundreds on the way. We also have the all-new, all-electric 2024 Honda Prologue in stock right now. We have a few of them to choose from. Plus, qualified buyers get financing from just 1.9% APR.
How about your pre-owned selection?
I talked to a lot of my customers and friends, and they still think that we just sell brand new Honda, but we sell all different models, make of pre-owned cars, and we have more than 100 to choose from right now.
Well, maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
The Rabbit Hole Bakery, located at 8th and Q in the Haymarket, is the ideal place for fresh breakfast items or desserts made daily. Cream puffs, cinnamon rolls, carrot cake, sweet potato, pecan cookies, brownies, blondies. Do I need to keep going? What about bread pudding with homemade bourbon caramel sauce? Stop by the Rabbit Hole Bakery at 8th and Q in the Haymarket today to satisfy your cravings. And if you're looking for larger group orders, they do that too. Order ahead on their website at therabbitholebakery.com today.
Hey, Nebraska football fans, it's defensive lineman Ty Robinson, and I've got a winning play for you with Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical. Team up with Action and install a new Bradford white water heater in your home. And if we win the conference championship this season, you'll get a full refund. Don't fumble this opportunity. Sack your old water heater this season and score big with Action. Visit actionlincoln.com/Huskers to learn more.
Promotion valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings and Rings. Your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Bryant at 402-467-1111 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-1111.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Krekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
With a wide variety of menu options, including the best prime and Wagyu steaks in Lincoln, if you haven't been to Tavern 180, you're missing out. Try any of their steak options paired with one of their well-known martinis, and this will soon become your favorite date night spot. Call your friends for a casual get-together where steak, shrimp, chicken, and tasty cocktails await your arrival. Tavern 180, located next door to Tanner's at 30th and Yankee Hill.
This show's pretty rockin', huh?
Yeah, I'm so glad my State Farm agent helped me go.
Huh?
My State Farm agent. They help me with options to personalize my auto insurance to get a great rate that fits my budget, so I don't have to give up the things I love.
Wow. Hey, so do you think I could get your State Farm agent's number?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinnie Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot. just north of 48th and Lake, and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wrapping up hour one of On the Block with a little bit of an update out of Sin City. Austin Orman, Eric Strickland with you. Stricky, we were talking about UNLV's quarterback, everything going on at that institution earlier in the week. Well, here's this. The CEO of Circa Sports, or the vice president of Circa Sports, Mike Palm is his name, said he contacted UNLV on Wednesday asking UNLV if his resort and casino could help pay UNLV's quarterback, get him back on the team, get him in good standing, whatnot, and make sure they continue their playoff run to the best of their ability. 3-0, ranked 23rd for the first time in school history in the polls. Well, UNLV said, yep, nope, we're done with this kid. He's off the team. We're not doing business with you. Thank you very much, which is interesting in and of its own right. But Strick, that just tells me the day and age that we're in college sports, right? It's one thing for a general manager to go to an owner and say, hey, can you pony up some money here, so we can sign this free agent to get over the hump? That's fine. It's a professional. It is so weird to me to see a college student, even a decent quarterback like Matthew Sluka, have so much sway in a vice president of a casino's mind that he's willing to just pony up $100,000 to keep this 22-year-old young man around.
Okay, so for me, I think this is a two-way street, and I think this is good. I think this is good to have this debate going on because I think policy could be implemented. I think committees could be put together. Maybe arbitrations can be set up, something to be able to help with some of these differences that they have against and amongst each other. Also, some breach of agreement type of contracts or things can be implemented or put together because I think it can work both ways. One, if you start and we've agreed to this and we're taking care of our obligations and you all of a sudden try to drop out, there's a penalty. You know what I'm saying? Okay, because no, you can't come and strong arm us. I know you're playing whack or
Mountain West, whatever.
West type of level, top tier level, first team level. And you believe that is worthy of more, and then you just quit. No, it don't work like that. And vice versa. If you're the university and you're not taking care of the obligations or the agreement that you made, I think he has a right to do so himself, to take advantage of that's a loophole rule that could help, in putting those type of things together to help each other out in the mess that it can become, and it looked like it's becoming because another one of their players dropped out too. I don't know if they're playing today, but another player dropped out. So, but I think it's good for the universities to stand their ground, stand 10 toes down on the issue. Okay, cool. We would much rather take the law because if you cow to that, please believe it's going to be if you bow down to that, it's going to be like a snowball effect. You know what I'm saying? Other people are going to catch wind of it and they're going to start doing it too. So that's when it becomes real stupid.
I'm with you there, especially on that last part, Strick, because if the young man's not getting his money, okay, step away, make sure that everyone's on the up and up. If he is getting his money, okay, then maybe you look like a little bit of a spoiled brat. You didn't know you were going to be this good, didn't know there was this much available. We've really relitigated that. But the standing 10 toes down, stand on business part really, I think, resonates with me because if you're a parent and you let one kid get away with something, throwing a temper tantrum, and you give them whatever it is they want after the fact, guess what? If you have other kids, they're going to know that, hey, all I have to do is whine or complain long enough, and mom and dad are eventually going to give me what I want, and I'm going to feel, free to do this again in the future. I don't know if that's the situation, but that's where I guess to some degree, if UNLV is correct and Matthew Sluka had all the money that, they agreed to or didn't agree to, whatever, if he's gotten all his money and he was stepping aside trying to get more, I like this from UNLV. Say, nope, we honored our end. You want more? You can step away and redshirt, but we're not paying you any more to come back. You need us more than we need you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
in the illustrious words of Kanye West, that's it. Gotcha. You just do what you got to do, my guy. Okay, all right, bounce out. Opportunity. Like if I'm a coach, I'm talking and preaching and teaching. This is what opportunity looks like.
Yeah,
it's going to happen all throughout your life. You're going to see it here. You're seeing it right here unfold in front of your eyes on this football field. But life and his family, and when you get out into the work environment, and when you can't play football, the situations like this are going to present themselves. Somebody's not stepping up to the plate. You have what it takes to step in and fill the void. Like it's a teachable, coachable moment that they could use right here. And I think a lot of teams can. I think a lot of teams can look at this. If you're smart, I'd look at this situation because I want to avoid it. I'm trying to avoid this for my team, but I'm telling you right now, if you do this, it's sayonara, arrivederci, ciao, bella, bye-bye, baby. And you gotta have, like, you need to have this in meetings. Like, right, you're trying to prevent this from happening. This is major distraction.
Yeah,
that's unneeded.
For everyone.
It's unsought. It's unneeded. It's not good. And we see that all the time too. Distractions being thrown our way all over the place. So, just be mindful. I think you want to get ahead of this one, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm in lockstep with you there. How does Nebraska avoid distractions on the road? That's what's facing us when we get back here to On the Block. First road game of 2024 for Matt Rule and the Huskers. First road game in the Big Ten of Dylan Raiola's career. Who's the tone setter for the Huskers on the road? How have the Huskers handled Purdue or not handled Purdue in West Lafayette before? 402-464-5685. We're diving a little bit more into the Nebraska-Purdue matchup when hour two of On the Block kicks off.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake, and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Davis Plumbing is a locally owned company specializing in a wide range of plumbing services for both commercial and residential customers. Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and has a team of experienced plumbers ready to help you with any project, big or small. Customer satisfaction and peace of mind is their number one priority. So for any commercial or residential project, give Davis Plumbing a call today at 402-525-6922. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Vicky, you were in college, and around during the heyday.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're saying that tells me there's something to it.
Bruh, it was next level. And I'm talking about, I was in there for when they played Washington. I've been in there for Oklahoma, Nebraska. I've been in there for Colorado, Nebraska, 1-2s, 1-3s. And look, it was good, but that was next level.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NIPCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Hour 2 of a Friday show. Still plenty of Huskers to talk, especially with the matchup coming up against Purdue. Nebraska on the year 3-1, looking to get to win number 4 and get 2/3 of the way to eligible for a bowl game before the halfway point of the year. Austin Norman at the Ticket Studios on 1040 O Street. Eric Strickland remote on the road, avoiding Waymos like the plague as best he can. Only human drivers for Stricky. Stricky, who's driving the bus for Nebraska against Purdue, right? Who is the tone setter on the road when you look at a veteran defense and offense with some veteran pieces with a freshman quarterback? Is it fair to expect Dylan Raiola in his first road game to be the tone setter, to make this a business trip, not a road trip? Or who is the guy or the group of guys on this team that makes sure the team is focused as it heads to West Lafayette in a road game?
To me, it's got to be similar to the Colorado game. It's got to be the front four. Right? Not because they wear the same colors, but you want the front line of the defense to set the tone, just like they did against. They let it be known, oh, yeah, we here. You're going to see a lot of us. So let's have this conversation right now with this sack, but I'll be back in my Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. I'll be back. Yeah, that's what you gotta have going on, man. I think they need to set the tone. I think you continue to bring Dylan Raiola along the way you've been bringing him along, and let the game dictate how you're going to play. You let him you let him get a couple, 2, 3, maybe 4 big shots like he's normally had. You want him to move the ball and move the chains, and you want to sprinkle in the running game. To me, 55-45 seems good. That's very businesslike going on the road, right? But the tone setters is going to have to be with the D. We need more rushing attempts at 3 a carry, not 5, none of that. 3. You need that way. And you've got to make them make plays, make them beat you. Now, I understand not having Tommy Hill. I understand your secondaries. The strongest, one of the strongest areas of your secondary is depleted right now. But you still gotta challenge those guys. You can't just let them have carte blanche to just throw no step, just hiking out. That's like practice, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's practice. That's when they're sitting there. Yeah, they're sitting there and they're looking just like, I wish I could stand up and show you, but then they just go, and then the guys just kind of hike the ball back to them and they catch it and then they throw. That's what it looked like last game. No, we can't have that. They have to be able to, and now trouble. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what's got to happen. If you give them first option throws, it's gonna be, for me, it's gonna be trouble.
Especially if they're rhythm throws, right? You can give them the short completion, the check down, but that means the DBs on the back end have to do a good job of taking away primary options. I mean, I think Max Clark is the tight end's name for Purdue. He's been pretty good. The linebackers have to be good there too. And then, Strick, I think it really comes down to tackling in space, especially with the backups, right? I mean, I think Sierra Wright is going to be tested. I think teams still don't fully believe Marquise Buford is a true cornerback one for this team. So with Tommy Hill out for an extended period of time, I don't think Purdue's scared of Nebraska's secondary, right? Especially if they don't trust Hudson Card to dial it up down the field against some more experienced safeties in Singleton and Hartzog. Sierra Wright and Marquise Buford have to be sticky. And if they are going to play off, right, that seems like that's been the modus operandi for Nebraska under Tony White. If you're going to play off, you got to tackle on first contact, or you have to swarm to the ball, preferably both. I think Purdue does test Nebraska on the outside pretty early.
Yeah, and what did I just say? It's got to look like Colorado. I don't think he holds the ball very long, especially early, because they're saying, I think, the same thing. They're like, they saw what happened and they saw what it did to the team. They don't want that to happen. So what Nebraska has shown is Mike Tyson punch out power. when he does that, if you're too young to know Punch Out, but he does that, and he throws that uppercut and he hits you with that one, and you laid out trying to hope you get up, right? That's Mike Tyson Punch Out. But if you get Mike Tyson a little bit down on the time and the rounds, starts to dissipate with power a little bit. That's what Purdue's basically saying. Oh, we're gonna take you into the deep water, and we ain't gonna let you blow us out early because that's not our strength. We're gonna stay in this game. We're gonna be methodical. We're gonna do quick pass game. So you're gonna see screens, pick quick passes, slant goes, a lot of quick stuff where Hudson Card is not going to be holding on to the ball. And that's when they're going to evaluate what they're going to be able to do. And all they're trying to do in those situations is cause frustration up front.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. They're just trying to cause frustration because those guys want to get active. They want to get after you. But the ball's getting out. You're like, sheesh, man, dang. You get back down there, and over time, you may not come with the same reckless abandon as you did before.
I'm with you on that. On the flip side, then, Strick, we talked about Nebraska's offense. We talked about Dylan Raiola, right, and how he's a difference maker for this team. The offense really didn't travel on the road for Nebraska last year. They had 5 road games, went 1-4 on the road is all. Scored 10 points in a loss at Minnesota, 14 in a loss at Colorado. Had an offensive explosion on the road at Illinois. The Huskers put up 20 whole points and then scored 17 in losses to Michigan State and Wisconsin to end out the road slate last year. When you look at Nebraska's offensive struggles on the road, was it play calling? Was it personnel? Was it lack of focus? What do you think contributed to the issues last year, specifically on the road?
Before we do that, shout out to Sway. Sways, what's happening, my boy? You know, he said afternoon, gent. So, you know, he's a great listener here for the show. We appreciate you guys, and we will shout you out, you know, from time to time. So, for me, I think it had a lot of the issues weren't always play calling. Like I still give credit to Satterfield for his ability to work with what was given him. Mm-hmm. I think it was the doomsday, you know, thing that continued with Nebraska, and that's fumbles and turnovers and mistakes and misses and guys running crossers and you throw it behind them and guys running over, you know, on a deep dig route after you done ran a guy off. He's open, by the way, and you launch it over his head, and he's 6'5". And then the running game was non-existent. Couldn't set the edge. Just outside of Harburg and what he was able to do, that was it, right? Yeah. You hit a big play every now and then on a deep ball. You can't win that way because when it gets down to it, you need to be able to move the ball methodically. Then you had special teams issues, which showed up against us again this year. That's something they're going to need to address. If you're going to win and be a top 25 team and peeking through the door, hopefully to get in that top 12, you're going to have to learn how to win close games. And that's going to take discipline, no major penalties throughout the game. Mm-hmm. It's going to take special teams. Bushini, half of that part of it, stepping up. Like he booted some I watched in the win that were 50 yards. Shout out. So he's doing his job. Mm-hmm. Punt returns, okay at times. Whenever I think Barney's back there a little bit more shifty, you know, can do a few more things. But still need work on that. Kickoff return, just not many opportunities there yet. Okay. Your faulty area is the kicking game. Stuff that needs to be addressed. That's been their problem. Some of that stuff is still peeking his head out. It needs to be whack-a-mole and put back down. Whenever that thing tries to peek up, whack-a-mole, get back in get back in there. That's what they got to do. They gotta whack-a-mole it into shape.
I really like that. Is this a Heinrich Harburg game, Strick, with Riley Leonard going for 100 yards on 11 carries, an Oregon State starter averaging just a little over 6 yards per carry on 10 carries. Is this a game that you think we see more of a dual quarterback system if Nebraska wants to focus on running the ball?
Why not? Why do I say that, though, Austin? Why not?
Why do you
think I say that?
Tell me. You tell me. It's your answer.
I know you know it, and you're gonna.
I want to hear you say it. I want to hear you say it.
Because you want to put it on tape. You want the next Big Ten team that you're going to face have to work on something that is possible. That is possible. Put it on tape. Give him a couple sets. I would even give him a couple throws. I give him 5 to 8 plays in that game, and it would be 5 to 8 good ones. And I'm saying good ones. Good play action, good run option, good RPO. Like it would be those 3 things working, and let's make it happen. I'd even run some form of an option, like for example, let me give you an example. I run one of those half motions that don't get past the center, right? Barney. I have damn, my mind just drew a blank. Dowdell. I have Dowdell diving. I'm checking that in. I might give it to him because I think Harburg knows how to run that thing like that.
Sure.
I check that in. Oh, nothing. I pull, and here comes Barney on that outside. And then I'm going up. What you gonna do? Oh, you got me. Bah! Barney around the outside edge with Janarin Bonner or somebody blocking down Nayor, and let's go to the house. Let's go. Something like that. But I can only do that with Harburg. I don't think I do that with Raiola. I'm not risking him getting popped by a DN.
Yeah, no shot there. So Waterboy says he would love that. Heinrich was dynamic early last season when he still had his legs under him. He looks a little bit more polished under Glenn Thomas this season too. On the flip side of that, we have a text from Gorilla Bear, if it ever loads here. I think I get the gist of it, but I just want to make sure I get the whole thought. Yeah, Gorilla Bear says, unless you're going to let him throw the ball, it's too obvious what's happening when Harburg's in the game. And that's tricky is why I'm not necessarily sold on this being a dual quarterback system game. Looking back at last year, Heinrich Harburg led Nebraska in carries. He had 19 carries against Purdue for 22 yards. Yes, that factors in sacks, I know. But Emmett Johnson ran the ball 13 times for 76 yards. Anthony Grant, 6 for 18. Joshua Fleeks, 3 for 19. If Heinrich Harburg is in the game and you need him in the game to spark your run game, that's a problem. If you don't feel confident enough in your run game, if you're not averaging 4+ yards per carry with Dylan Raiola behind the center, that's a problem. It says a lot about where Nebraska's run game is at if it doesn't feel like it can get Purdue gashed on the ground without leveraging the threat of Heinrich Harburg's legs. I'm Team Gorilla Bear on this one because I don't think that you can just use Heinrich Harburg for a play or two at a time. I think if you're going to commit to Heinrich Harburg to spark the run game, it's got to be a couple drives so that Purdue doesn't know what's coming. They can't just load up against the run. I think the first time Purdue sees Heinrich Harburg in the game, if he enters the game at quarterback tomorrow, Purdue knows it's had issues against the run. It knows it's had issues defending quarterbacks the last couple weeks, so they're going to be on alert for it. So do you bring Heinrich Harburg into the ball game to throw the ball? Well, if you're going to throw the ball, just put your better passer in the game. You don't have to get cute with it. If Nebraska's going to use Heinrich Harburg, to me, he's got to see at least 2 or 3 drives. If he's only going to be in there for a series, I don't think it's worth using him because it's probably going to end up being too predictable.
Well, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. You've got to, it's got to be 8 of your best plays. Call it a couple series. Call it 1 or 2 series, 1 series, 8 plays. I don't care. But I'm saying 8 plays. I'm not saying just run 8 plays for him. I'm saying he can run a couple of series, but I'm saying 8 plays with him involved. Meaning, if you want, and they're thinking that, yeah, you said you want them to do the opposite of what teams think you're going to do. I run Harburg in and I play action with something with a 2 deep route where the safeties get caught peeking. and there's a Jalen Lloyd or a Barney going right behind him because you got caught looking in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? And
Lloyd
that's
did
why
have a 73-yard touchdown against Purdue last year, to your point.
That's why I'm saying, I'm saying 8 play. And shout out to Jim Philippi. He said Dylan has already run the read option in all 3 games. The issue is I know he can run it, but no one believes he's gonna run it. Like, he may pull it one time, maybe, and get you something, but in the majority of those instances, he's handing them off. The difference between him and Harburg is Harburg will pull and will run. So that's why I'm saying implement him, but have him to throw a couple times so you just can't sit on the run. So I'm agreeing with you. But that's what I'm talking about. 8 of your best plays with pass involved, with run, and with some form of trickery, like I said, with that read option where you fake it to Dowdell and you have Barney coming around and he's your pitch man as opposed to, another running back or the running back. Something like
that's a creative way to get Ja'Cory Barney the ball, where he's probably not taking a big hit, right? Get him outside where he can use his speed and use his quickness, just like you kind of did when you got him his first touchdown on that little pitch sweep that he took following Nate Borkature into the end zone against Northern Iowa there a couple weeks ago. We'll go to break. When we get back, we'll take a spin around the world of college football. Interesting week in the Big Ten, but of course the weekend is highlighted by number 2 at number 4, Georgia at Alabama. Lots to get to in the world of college football. We'll break down the weekend for you next.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best boxing on Saturday, October 5th with Roughnecks at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. 8 bouts are scheduled for the night, including the main event of Dwayne Johnson and Jack Lawless Frericks in the Professional Middleweight Championship bout. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. My grandpa Don always made sure that our diamonds are the most exceptional you could find in the world. That's why we're introducing our exclusive Heartland Diamond Collection. If you're ready to add some sparkle to your life that you can see from across the room, the Heartland Diamond is for you. Stop in to Sartor Heyman to see for yourself. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Hey, it's Jake Sorensen. Join us this Tuesday, October 1st from 6 to 8 a.m. when the break meets the bird. That's right, early break at Early Bird, 19th and K from 6 to 8 a.m. Stop by, see myself, Steve Sipple, and Bill Bush for live remote and the best breakfast in town with free parking. Early Bird, 19th and K on Tuesday, October 1st. We'll see you there.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine and light winds. An afternoon high expected around 84. Tonight, mostly clear skies with calm winds, a low around 57. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies return, and so do light winds. We'll see an afternoon high around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
HealthLink is elevating the human experience with holistic health, weight loss, nutrition, fitness, and wellness solutions. They offer one-on-one health coaching while personalizing nutrition and wellness plans for structure and simplicity. HealthLink provides nutritious foods such as high-protein entrees, meal replacement snacks, and supplements. But that's not all. If you mention 93.7 The Ticket, you'll get a 5% discount on your order and $20 off your first month if you start a HealthLink subscription. Find your missing link with HealthLink today on the southeast corner of 70th and Pioneers or by phone at 402-858-9356.
Davis Plumbing is a locally owned company specializing in a wide range of plumbing services for both commercial and residential customers. Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and has a team of experienced plumbers ready to help you with any project, big or small. Customer satisfaction and peace of mind is their number one priority. So for any commercial or residential project, give Davis Plumbing a call today at 402-525-6922. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today. Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings and Rings. Your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Should be a great weekend in college football, including tonight. Couple really good matchups, or at least somewhat interesting matchups. We'll get to those momentarily. Austin Norman, Eric Strickland, Ellie's on the board here during On the Block, which is brought to you by Nebco. Really appreciate them, their sponsorship of the show. Their operations span the state of Nebraska and supply the construction industry with the materials needed to construct buildings, streets, and highways. They've been doing that since 1908. They're a 4th-generation family-owned and operated business with over 1,200 employees and 26 companies throughout Nebraska. If that sounds like a company you want to be a part of, visit nebcoinc.com. They are still hiring for a couple of their main companies. All right, Stricky, let's just dive into tonight's game really quickly here. You get Virginia Tech at Miami. You get Washington at Rutgers. Virginia Tech, thought to be a college football playoff dark horse coming into the year. They lose to Vanderbilt. If you lose to Vanderbilt, you are automatically off my short list of playoff contenders. But Miami's looked really good. They're ranked number 7. They host Virginia Tech tonight. I think they're hands down the ACC favorite right now. Now, granted, their schedule hasn't been crazy. They'll go to Cal, go to Louisville after this week, still have Florida State on the schedule, but Miami might actually be back. They've looked really good through 4 weeks.
Miami has a great and favorable schedule as well. what they did early on is take advantage of the downtrodden Florida State Seminoles. Caught them slipping and hit them with the Buster Douglas to the Mike Tyson chin when no one was expecting that to happen. That's literally what happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not Florida State. I'm sorry, Florida. Wasn't it Florida?
They beat.
They came in and literally just punched Florida in the mouth. Did what they did. Got all kinds of hype from it, and people knew they were going to be good. But that going into the swamp and beating the brakes off everybody that showed up on the field against them. Florida A&M, you can get it. Ball State, come take that. South Florida, oh yeah, you too. And there's really not much on their schedule. Florida State's down. Louisville is shaky. Like they show up sometimes, they don't sometimes. They got them at home, so it's going to be a high energy game. And I'm sure they're looking to put their head or put their name in the top 12, right?
Yeah.
A win against Miami does that for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the schedule is not crazy. Georgia Tech is a trap game, I think, potentially, that they would have a little bit later on down the road. And, Syracuse is capable of finding water in the ocean once in a blue moon. All right.
They don't normally trip over their own feet more than twice in a game.
Yeah, not usually, right? But the ones that got trouble, and here's where the trouble persists for them. We're going to talk. You've already mentioned it. This is a huge week for Notre Dame. For Louisville. Louisville playing Notre Dame at Notre Dame. That's huge for them. Boom. That puts them in position. They have enough weeks. Miami, with their schedule, will probably jump into the top 5, top 4.
Yeah.
And then you got them at home.
Mm-hmm.
You've got them at home. It's set up for you to do big, big things in the ACC. But it's up to them because you don't face Clemson until a little bit later. Their schedule is a little bit more unfavorable than it is Miami's to me because they got tougher games on the road. You got to go to Clemson. You never know going all the way west. That's something you ain't used to. And then you got Kentucky, which we saw what they did against
Boston
Georgia.
College is in a cakewalk. 3
Boston College
of road games with a bye week in between. That's not necessarily a cakewalk.
That's a fact. Good addition to that because you're right. That's a fact. So they've got to take advantage of opportunities because they're shaky and they're capable. I don't know if they're capable of holding that focus, but when you get an opportunity to do it, you better do it and take advantage of it.
For sure on that. A couple other interesting games.
Because would you say Louisville? Yeah, I'm gonna let you get to it. But would you say Louisville's similar to like Penn State in that Louisville will be in position to make noise, and then they'll crap on a game that's just one that you probably don't expect them to do it.
I feel like that's the majority of programs across the country. The difference between Louisville and Penn State is that we expect it from Penn State because Penn State's always in these conversations, right? Louisville is not the same football program of Penn State's caliber. So for Louisville, it's just like, okay, they had their chance at a really special season, but we don't necessarily hold it against them because they're Louisville. Yeah. They're okay. They're all right. But Penn State has said that they want to be a power program taken seriously, peers with Ohio State and Michigan. And that's why we laugh at them. That's why we have the conversations about, is James Franklin right for that job? Is his time running up? Because that's the company Penn State has been trying to keep for the last decade. Louisville pops in and pops out, but you don't really think about Louisville, when they pop out because we just kind of expect it from that football program,
Yeah. Got you. Yeah.
So, Stricky,
your Dukies play North Carolina. Your boys play North Carolina.
My boys first. Hey, they're gonna
Duke.
send Mac Brown into early retirement.
4-0, my boy.
Malik Murphy,
a quiet 4-0,
running through him. Malik Murphy doing that thing. Manny Diaz is that coach. Carolina is in a bunch of trouble. Wallace Wade is sold out. Light it up. Our blue is best. Roll freaking Devils. That's all I got to say about that. Your boys, though, Stricky, Auburn, on the Plains, hosting number 21 Oklahoma. It's an afternoon game at 2:30. Stricky, not only has Oklahoma gone to its backup quarterback, it is down 5 of its top receivers going to Auburn. Hugh Freeze has been in the news again. Oklahoma is actually a road underdog. Auburn is a 1-point favorite at home over the Sooners, who got welcomed to the SEC very rudely by Tennessee just last week. Made it somewhat respectable, 25-15. Offense did struggle, but now you're down, 5 top receivers. Oh, and you're on the road in a trap game because your next game, Stricky, in 2 weeks is Texas.
Yes. And I might try to go to that game, actually.
Hello.
But listen, go War Eagle. That's all I'm gonna say.
War dang Eagle.
Go War Eagle. Go do something. You've been in the Dungeons and Dragons for years now. Come on, it's time. Make some noise. For once. Golly. Yeah. I think they've just been obviously Bo Nix was there solid, but just went on to do better things elsewhere. You know what I mean? It just didn't seem like it was a great fit for him. Didn't get what he needed there. But if you're gonna rely on P. Thorne, a thorn in my side, you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Right.
7 TDs and 5 interceptions. Come on, somebody. Let's go. You can't.
Not great, right? Peyton Thorne was one of those up-and-coming guys in the Big Ten, and then he said, nope, just kidding. I'm going to the SEC, not necessarily the savior of the Auburn program. Stricky, 2 programs that don't need a savior by any stretch of the imagination, Georgia and Alabama. Since the national championship game in January of 2018, for 7 straight matchups, Georgia and Alabama has been a matchup of top 10 teams, and the only reason it's top 10 and not top 5 teams is because last year Alabama was number 8 when they took down number 1 Georgia. Nick Saban's wife will be the guest picker on College Game Day. Miss Terry gets her moment in the sun. Has the guard officially changed from Alabama to Georgia? We know Georgia's not going to end up matching what Nick Saban did. Is Kirby Smart a worthy successor? And how much is on the line for this Georgia program going on the road to Tuscaloosa against Alabama and Kalen DeBoer?
Well, they have revenge as a factor. Carson Beck, and that crew is definitely disappointed that they felt they should have been in the running for it and was not. And so this is one, and they had a wake up call. So I don't foresee that this game is going to be a letdown of any sorts. They probably had the best practice that they've had in a long time with rolling tides on their mind. With, shout out to the folks down in Florida right now with Hurricane Helene. I think it's Helene. And we hope that everybody is good and okay. And you're able to make it through. We heard that there's been some loss of life. So shout out to them. But Georgia's looking at a rolling tide, and they're trying to put up the brakes. What are they called? Those dikes. They're trying to put up some dikes and stop the roll. The levee, they're trying to put up a big levee and stop a rolling of a tide. So, how are they in Central Alabama and they're rolling tide? What's going on?
I don't know, Stricky. I don't know.
How are you a rolling tide and you're an elephant? Help me. It's an oxymoron. I need help. Maybe I need a little more study or something. I don't know. It's just odd to me. It's the same thing with Tigers and War Eagle. But I did learn the story behind that.
We looked that one up before.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we learned the story. The story behind that is, I think it had to do, if I remember, something with the fight song. And in the fight song, it's something in the war that dealt with the eagle that was their war chant or something. And they saw the eagle fly, and it I guess raised them up, if I remember correctly, something of that nature. But yeah, it's wild when you get some of these names and you're just like, wait a minute, like what's a Buckeye is like a nut?
It's an acorn. Yeah.
Like a Buckeye. Like I'm thinking like a freaking buck with the horns and stuff. Like I never know a Buckeye was an acorn. I never knew that. stuff I learned as I got older.
I get it. And someone on the text line brings up Stanford and the tree mascot. Is the Stanford cardinal, but it's the cardinal, the color, not cardinal, the bird. And so I guess they really like their redwood sequoia trees out there in Palo Alto. So they go with a tree and let the students design a new tree every year. I don't know.
It's odd. It's an oddity I don't get. You know what I mean? I don't get some of the names, but oh well. It's not for me.
So does the state of Alabama go 2-0 this weekend? Auburn get it done and Bama get it done, or Oklahoma and Georgia come in and spoil the party? What do you think?
I'm not big Boomer Sooner, so I'm you know me, I'm War Eagle. Let's go. So I'm believing for them to get it done. And then I'm gonna say Alabama. I don't too much root for Alabama, but I'm gonna say Milroe is gonna give them problems. I'm gonna say Milroe is money this weekend. I'm gonna say Milroe money this weekend. I was trying to spin it.
Milroe money. Okay. I like
Milroe Moolah. That's what I'm Milroe Moolah. I'm rolling with him.
There we go. Stricky says the state of Alabama goes 2-0. I got Auburn, but I got Georgia, so we're slightly different there. We'll go to break. One last segment to go here. We skipped it last week. That was completely my fault. I spaced it off in the rush to get to pregame. We didn't have Strick pick a movie to compare Nebraska's game to. Northern Iowa was Nightmare on Elm Street. We skipped it last week against Illinois. That's my fault. But Stricky's picking a movie to compare Nebraska and Purdue against when we get back to On the Block.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine and light winds. An afternoon high expected around 84. Tonight, mostly clear skies with calm winds. A low around 57. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies return, and so do the light winds. We'll see an afternoon high around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we are out of the gate for September with a very special GMC sales offer. We must move out all new GMC truck inventory fast. So right now at Koppel, we are offering true GM supplier pricing for everyone. Yes, you heard right. True GM supplier pricing on all GMC Sierras. That's over $12,000 off on select models. That's GM supplier pricing, $12,000 off on Sierras. Do not wait. Stop on in or check us out online at koppelcars.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop! Woohoo!
Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Kim with Midwest Bank. We know there is more to your business than numbers and spreadsheets. For us at Midwest Bank, the people who make up a business matter most. We believe in getting to know you and your business and providing customized banking solutions that help protect your business and help it grow. Schedule a free consultation with us today. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
A fall aeration by Judson Irrigation will help maintain your lawn by maximizing the effectiveness of your watering and fertilization. Judson will flag the locations of your sprinkler heads, followed by a deep core aeration to give your lawn the breath of fresh air it needs. Schedule your aeration today. Your lawn will love you for it.
Let us aerate today to ensure a healthy head start for your lawn next spring. Go to judsonirrigation.com or call Judson Bylene 402-420-6277.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com, serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring a friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, this deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
One last segment for the week here during On the Block. Austin Norman, Eric Strickland been with you the last couple hours. Ellie on the board. We welcome in a Husker Hall of Famer, Jay Foreman in the hizzy. What's up, Jay?
What's happening?
Oh, lots going on here in Husker football land. We are just going to give Strick the floor for a moment to pick a movie that he thinks Nebraska Purdue needs to be like. Stricky, you've had break to think about it. People are getting on you for watching too many movies, but we like relying on that expertise here. If Nebraska Purdue is going to be a movie this weekend, what movie do you see it being?
What is Purdue's mascot?
Purdue Pete.
Yeah, but what is
like an iron worker or something?
It's a Boilermaker, right? It's a railroad, right?
Yes, sir.
The movie is Murder on the Orient Express. Murder on the Orient Express. So the situation on the Orient Express, you can apply both, because the gist of what I'm gonna say is gonna be able to work both ways. Because what happens is you find a big time detective on the train. Guy's getting death threats. He basically says, "Hey, can you take my case?" He's like, "Nah." Wake up the next morning, found out you got murked. Found out the next morning you murked yourself if you're in the Illinois game. So then now you've got to get on the Orient Express. There's murder going on. There's clues dropped everywhere. Clues of your penalties. Clues of your missed assignments. Clues on your defensive lack of intensity. There's all kinds of clues everywhere so that you can put it together and figure out how to handle the murder on the Orient Express.
I like that, Stricky.
Like that?
I like that. That's thematic. That's topical. I love how you tied that together, my man.
Yeah. See, sometimes it work up there. Sometimes.
Usually, we give you the benefit of the doubt. Jay, were you ever in the room when we were talking about the Waymo driverless cars?
No. What are they, like Teslas?
Well, Stricky refuses to drive them. It's
like Tesla?
Well, just whatever kind of car. But what was it, Stricky? It has like the 4-way spinning camera on top or whatever. Like, walk Jay through what you saw today.
Yeah, it's got this spinning thing on top. There's all types of sensors all over it. There's nobody driving. And I saw it pull up, lady gets out, boom, it let the trunk up for her and everything. And then it sat there and I'm like, what's going on? Why is it still sitting here? He was waiting on another ride. He thought I was going to pull up. I was like, nah, my boy, it ain't going to be me. And then the next guy pulls up and got in and whoop, off he went. It was wild. I'm just not there yet.
You riding?
Nope.
I'm not there yet.
No.
Yeah.
I don't even, nope, not happening.
You'd rather wait half an hour for an Uber than ride a Waymo, both of you?
I've never heard of a Waymo, and I don't think it's been around long enough for me to trust it. But Strick, this game doesn't need to be like the Orient Express. This game needs to be straight Game of Thrones.
You're gonna honor kill the Waymo?
Are you Joffrey? Are you just pushing people out windows? What's going on?
I'm coming in there like the Black Dread, the biggest dragon ever. I'm just killing everybody. That's what your mindset needs to be. Quick. I'm here to do work, blow you out, and get back. I want to be back. Here's the goal: blow these dudes out and so effectively and efficiently that the clock is one of the quickest games that they have on Peacock. And then by the time that you go to the airport, because the airport's close to the stadium, that shower and do everything you need to do, get you a nice little grub, everybody, a short little flight. I want a touchdown in Lincoln, and I want to be back at the crib by the time they kick off, or at least in the first or second possession of Alabama, Georgia, with a dub. But you only can do that with a mindset of Valerian the Black Dread or Dragon. We're killing everything.
And everyone.
And not asking any question.
That caravan is not safe.
Hey,
Negative.
Hey, burn all the boats, Strick. Burn all
that part.
Yes.
That's
there
funny.
it is.
Nebraska Purdue, 11 o'clock. We got a minute left here in the show. I'm sure there'll be plenty of college football coming up here on Old School. Big thanks to Nebco for sponsoring On the Block. They are fantastic sponsors for us. They're hiring for constructors, general laborers, and ready-mix drivers. Check that all out at nebcoinc.com. Thanks to Sartor Heyman Jewelers sponsoring our text line. Texters, we appreciate you. Y'all were on it all show long. Too many of you to name, as well as our YouTube stream. All our live streams are brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. And then, of course, Alec for sponsoring Channel 961. It's been a good show. Stricky, enjoy your weekend. We will talk to you tomorrow during pregame, my guy.
I'll see you then.
There it is. That'll do it for On the Block. Don't go anywhere. We got Old School coming up next with DP and J.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
The Rabbit Hole Bakery, located at 8th and Q in the Haymarket, is the ideal place for fresh breakfast items or desserts made daily. Cream puffs, cinnamon rolls, carrot cake, sweet potato, pecan cookies, brownies, blondies. Do I need to keep going? What about bread pudding with homemade bourbon caramel sauce? Stop by the Rabbit Hole Bakery at 8th and Q in the Haymarket today to satisfy your cravings. And if you're looking for larger group orders, they do that too. Order ahead on their website at therabbitholebakery.com today.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through September 29th, enjoy 8-ounce USDA choice bacon wrapped sirloins for $4.99 each, all-natural boneless chicken breasts for $2.99 per pound, and make sure to try Fairway's Season Fresh Oktoberfest bratwurst or chili cheese bratwurst. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn. Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future.